Okay. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. I'm glad you're here. So this is my take 2 on this video, and I am very frustrated with myself. I forgot to hit play on the last one, and yeah, so I don't have all of my supplies left anymore, so we're gonna see what we can do about that. So I was working with Napkin, and I was going to show you some stuff with napkin and tissue paper and some different fun things. So I made a few with some bits of leftover Jane Davenport napkin. So you can see I made like a little journaling card. Here, you can see the napkin, little journaling card. Same thing here. All it is a little piece of napkin here, little piece of napkin there. And then I made a big belly band. So you can see this face in here. And yeah, so I was gonna kind of show how I did those. And I was kind of, yeah, I did this whole thing. I had a whole bunch of those little faces left. I don't have any of those faces left. I'll show you what they look like in a little bit, but I'm still gonna show you the technique that I used. So first off, you need something to glue on your pieces of napkin or tissue paper, either one. I'm gonna show you both. Of course, I don't have any bits left, so, because I was just trying to use up scraps. So now, luckily, I have a couple of these friends left, and I'm just gonna use this one, I think, and leave the other one for now. So, napkin is multi-ply, and there's a few different ways that you can get the ply separated. So one way, you can kind of scratch the edge a little bit until it starts to rip apart, and then you can get it that way. So that's one technique. It can cause it to tear if you do it that way. Another way is to use a piece of tape. So you could take a piece of, so this is only 2-ply, but sometimes you'll get 3-ply, so just make sure you get all of your layers separated when you're using napkin. So that's all you do. And then you have some napkin that you can use to wipe up some messes, because the back should be plain. All right, so we have some napkin, and let's pick a few of these. So these are from a book that was on how to like design your garden for different colors and different color patterns and different types of flowers and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna grab a couple. We'll grab a lighter colored one, and maybe this yellow, that's kind of pretty. So I'm just gonna do 2 of them really quick, and then show you some other things that you can do. So you can have them either direction. I think this one would make a nice belly band, so we're gonna do this one upright, and we're gonna do this one sideways, so we can have like 3 journaling cards. So we'll cut these up. So the faces were fun that I used because I kind of organized them onto the flowers. So next, with your napkin, I'm kind of discombobulated now because I kind of threw myself off with that whole mistake. So, oh well, is what it is. So, a paintbrush with just water. So you just take a regular paintbrush. I'm using a water brush, and I'm going to just do like this and tear this. See how easily that comes to the part where you want it to be. And I think let's do one more strip like this, because I'm thinking this will look really pretty on the white. So that one, and then let's just, I'm not going to bother with the straight edge on that. Let's do maybe, let's see, pink will look nice. Let's do some pink. You can just tear it too, but this, I feel like when you use the water, it works really nice to kind of give you a good tear where you want it. So we'll use that one, and then let's do like this section where we have a bunch of different colors. Not sure how we're gonna lay these out yet, but we shall see. You might make them a little smaller. All right, let's just get to it. Now to glue them down, you can use Mod Podge, you can use clear gesso, you can use matte medium, whichever you want to use. They all work. You could just use glue stick as well. It works just fine. So, okay, you want to come off? Come off then. So we're just going to, and this has a straight edge, I'm going to tear that straight edge off. Now, this is just Mod Podge that I'm using. I'm going to put this on the whole thing, and we're going to put a bunch of different stuff on here. Then I will, once we get a couple of these laid out, then I'll show you the finished ones. And then we'll have a quick play so to show you what you can do with them. So I'm just going to put this friend on here. Napkin is one of those things that's delicate yet sturdy. So as long as you're gentle, it'll hold up really well. But you also kind of need to be firm to get it to lay down. This is not the greatest brush, but I packed all of my brushes already. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna layer up a few more in some places here. Let's do one more little pink spot on here. I think that would be kind of fun. Put one more little pinky one here. Something got in my paint or my glue. Yuck, what is that? Don't know. I don't know. Okay, and maybe let's do like that. Just for some variation. And we'll just cut or tear off those edges later. In fact, let's just do this. And cool. Now that one's gonna dry. Let's do this fun yellow friend here. And yeah, that'll look cool. So this is going to be, I think would be really cool as a belly band or a big pocket or something. Or if you just are making some big pieces like this, you could cut them down and you make them into journaling cards too. If they have wrinkles in it, if you want to make sure they're good out, you don't have any wrinkles, just be a little bit more careful. I'm not bothered by the wrinkles. It'll add extra texture. Just want to make sure the napkin is down really well. Unless you don't, you do you, boo. All right, so I'm gonna leave that, you know what? Let's throw this one here. We have the little scraps, we might as well use them. And I'm gonna do this blue piece up here because that's kind of fun too. Some interesting variation. Come on, friend. But yeah, you can use glue stick. Glue stick also works. You wouldn't want to put it on top though. You could just put it underneath. Just doesn't give you as opaque of a look or translucent of a look. So that's gonna dry. A couple other things you can do. You could put some on masterboard. So I'm gonna put some on some masterboard here. Let's use some of our other little bits. I'm just gonna put this on here as is. Not worry about it. This is just a masterboard using scraps of old book page. But another way to add some interesting texture to your masterboards when you're using up those scraps, use up your napkin scraps too. I have to get some more glue. Okay, so that's fun. Let's do this one. So yeah, just another way to use up some scraps of stuff. You could put them on tags, things like that too. So if you haven't worked with napkin before, it is kind of a fun thing. Now you will notice that with different types of paper, they're gonna absorb differently. So this is the other paper I was using was shiny. And so this is obviously not, so it's absorbing that glue pretty fast. Sucking it right up. Okay, one more piece. Do I want to put one more piece? Yeah, let's put one more piece like over here. And then I'm gonna have to reset here and grab some stuff. So on book page, so you could just throw some on some book page. Here's another piece of plain, just on a piece of that. Now here's what I did with some of those so you can see those faces. This one's fun. She's harder to see, but it is a kind of a fun look. Just light. I really love this one. She's really cool. And then a couple more with the little faces peeking out of the flowers. Here's another masterboard that I did. And then this was also scraps of masterboard. So then with my masterboard too, when I'm have my texture paste and stuff out, I'll throw a little bit on some of my masterboards. I usually have masterboards handy so I can throw some stuff on when I'm making, just in case. So let's do one more thing. I'm going to use some tissue paper and show you how that works too. And we'll use a strip of this on here maybe. Let's see if I've got oh, you know what? I've got, here's one. Here's a good one. Let's put this friend on here. So just tissue paper. This is all this is. And am I going to have enough glue? Let's hope so. I am not going to have enough glue. Maybe I will. It'll be close, friends. It will be close. I'm going to put it off the edge on this side and get that smoothed down. So the tissue paper is nice because it's a little bit more sturdy than napkin. This is left over from my big art journal. And I'm just gonna put a coat over the top here quick, and it'll also help kind of get it stuck down. Hopefully I have enough to kind of mash it around. I use this, I've had just filled this up from my big bottle this morning. That's how much stuff I went through to try and show you guys things. I use this whole thing up. Okay, so that is tissue paper then. So now let's go ahead and make something. So I'm gonna grab some of the dried ones and let's make a couple of things with them. So these are the ones that I did a little bit ago that I accidentally did not record. So she's really cute. This little dude over here, this little friend, this one, and then this one. So these are with Mod Podge. And I'll show you the comparison. These are with matte medium. So you can see the difference. I'm not as thrilled with the matte medium as I am with the Mod Podge. So just a note there on which I think works better. And then the same here. So this side is with matte medium, matte medium. And this side is with clear gesso. So different variations in texture and stuff that you can get using different supplies. So, all right, which one we're gonna use? She's pretty. And maybe this little pink friend. And then I really wanna make a pocket out of the large, this one. I'm gonna make a pocket. So let's do those three. I'm gonna stack these up out of the way here. Actually, I'm just gonna do these two, and then maybe if our belly band one is done that I made earlier, then we'll do that one. Okay, so these could be just as is. This could even have been a journaling card, but I really want to make this into a pocket. So I am going to, only using scraps, go on and turn her into a cute little pocket. And I have a bit of this left. Is that going to be wide enough? I use this on, that's kind of, because I want it a little bit stiffer since it's going to be a pocket. Yep, let's do that. Let's just glue that onto there to start with. And I'm just going to use glue stick for this. So now we're just going to move on to just being creative here for a little bit. Show you what you can do with some of this stuff. It's not really anything different than other things that you've done. Just make a pocket base. So that's pretty much all we're doing. But this also, you know, this is Halloween paper, but it's the perfect color for this. All right. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Okay, and then since this is going to be a pocket, let's do some corner rounding. I'm going to put a little thumb hole, and I know this is the center because these cards are the same size. So I'm going to just, even though it doesn't look like it, I'm going to scooch it just a touch. All right, so there is our thumb hole. Since it's going to be a pocket, it's wide. How big is this? It's about 6 inches. It'll have to go into a wide journal. Although I could always trim it down depending on what we have happening. Now let's add a little decoration to her. I instantly was going to go for my pre-made clusters, and they're packed. Ah! Okay, that's fine. We're gonna go with what we got. Got some of those. So it's all about our scraps. All about our scraps on our desk here. What do we have? What's fun? What can we use? What can we use? Oh, this little scrappy. That's kind of fun. We need some ink. What kind of ink do we want? How about green? Luckily, I have not packed up my ink yet because I use it a lot. Apparently, it doesn't go the same for paintbrushes. Silly sauce. So, just a piece of music page here that has been inked up. I'm just gonna kind of go with whatever I'm feeling here, guys. Put this friend down. And then I really like that, but I feel like it needs something behind it. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Just one random. I know it's really thick, but hey, I think it goes perfect with her. I don't mind that orange pop either. So there we go. Cute. Very thick, but I mean, this squishes, so it's fine. All right, so cute little pocket. Little bird in a bird cage. I feel that's appropriate. Her giving the side eye. All right, now let's do our fun little friend here. This guy. What do you want to do, friend? Let's make a little journaling card out of him. And I have a piece of this. Will you fit on here? You will. I don't like the color though, so we're not going to use that. And now we have just a cute little simple journaling card. It doesn't really, you could add more to it if you wanted to. Let's ink the edges of the green though too, just for fun. You could add some like little stamped images. There's so many different things you could do with these little fun friends. So there's that one. Let me see if that belly band is dry, because I really wanted to do that one, but maybe we won't. Okay, so I did one more thing on this little friend. I just inked the back a little bit. Now we're gonna do the belly band. So I kind of had a quick rummage through some things just to see what we got. So first, let me show you all of the finished stuff that I have made first using the tissue paper and napkin. So I have a whole pile of stuff because, like I said before, I mistakenly did not record part of the video, so I have a bunch of stuff here. So these were the ones that we did with just putting some little splotchies on there, just kind of adding some fun texture. These make great background then for things. Here's one with that tissue paper. There's another one with that star tissue paper over black flowers. This pretty, I don't know if you can see her very well, but in person you can definitely see the outline of the faces and the flowers. Some more little splotchies. And then this one I layered up with a bunch of different blobs of purple, so it kind of became an amorphous kind of thing. You can't really see the flowers anymore, but this is the one we're going to use for making the belly band. Then this was to show if you have book page, what you can do with that. So you can add them, just some tissue to your book pages to add into your journals before you even stitch them. So you could make a few of those up. Here's another one with some of the splotchies, and then just little fun thing. Here's that master board where we glued on those little bits. Here's another one that had some floral on it. So just to kind of show you some different things and how they can look. And it's just fun to experiment and try things out. So here is what we're going to work on. I'm going to work on this. So I'm going to use this as our base for our belly band. And I found this because I've decided I'm going to do this in purples. So first we're going to get this friend mounted on here, and I just went through my bin of weird random stuff and I'm just pulling things out to use. I think I'm going to just tear this with the ruler, give it some other kind of extra textures and stuff. So first let's start with that. So now let's do some inking, and I decided to go with Twisted Citron. So I did have a little think before I started this. So I'm going to ink up the edges of this for a nice contrast. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this glued on here. We're just going to layer. I kind of have a slight thought, but not a complete thought, and that's fine. You could even, like, if you're doing something like this, you could have this open on the edges or something like that, make a double pocket. But I just want it to be a really sturdy belly band, so that's what I'm going with. Okay. Fun. Now, I have this reversed from a die cut, but I want to cut it a little bit more evenly. I want to cut it or tear it. I think I saw this piece and I thought this could be fun. So I'm going to tear a strip of the alphabet. So this is all just paper that I've collected over the years. And I know you could cut them out, do fun things, but this is what we're going to do. Once again, I'm going to take a strip of the alphabet. So take that edge off. And then I don't want a big, huge strip, but I want maybe about that big. So kind of even-ish. Yeah. And let's see how the ink, yeah, give it some fun. So we're not all one kind of, give a good contrast. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so this is gonna go on here. Maybe that's too wide. Let's see. Oh, I like it. I am gonna tear it down a little bit though. Make it a little more organic. Do the edges too. Yeah, I like that. Let's just get it on. What else now? Let me see if we have something else that'll look nice with this. Ah. Okay, that's kind of pretty. Or too white and the other side doesn't look very good. That'll be pretty on another one for sure. A leaf. Oh, that's better. I like the color better. This side. Let's do this and ink it with the Twisted Citron, and then we'll add this here, and then maybe a little label or something down on the bottom. A little of that. And I know people are like, why are you using these crazy things? Oh, well, this green. Oh yeah, let's do some green ones. Hole protectors, man. Pew. Right, I might try and tone those down just a little. Maybe some splatters. What do we got for splatterage? That could be what we need. Splatters. I've got a little gold. Will gold go with that? Let's just do it. Whatever. Whatever. Maybe. Don't have a splattery brush, so this could be interesting. What do I have? I have this brush. That is working fabulously. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. Okay, so there we go. Just a couple quick little things to kind of go with, show you what you can do with your tissue paper backgrounds, or if you're making them into focal points. So there's one of our finished. And then we did this cute little journal card. And then we did this pocket together. Trying to think, and then I'll show the ones, but I have a lot of purple going on here. It's a purple situation. Guess I'm gonna have to do a purple journal or something. Just using up the scraps. Haven't, almost put it right in the gold. Okay. She might need some splatters too. Wouldn't hurt. Anyway, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment. I love to hear from people, and I try and answer like every single comment that I get. So I hope you're having a great day, and don't forget, art with your heart. Bye.